Hello, my stars. My name is Deborah Misty Scott, and welcome to Boundless Visionaries, the show that spotlights everyday people living their dreams in the entertainment industry. And today I have a very special guest. You might have seen him in ads for Harley Davidson, John Deere, Delta, Hilton, just to name a few. He has had major co star roles alongside Steve Carell, Tom Cruise, and Kate Mara. He is the current co executive director for Mrs. America, Mrs. American, Miss for America for North and South Carolina. Without further ado, I welcome you, model, actor, pageant director, Fred Galle. Hello, Fred, and thank you for joining me today.
Hello, Deborah. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. I do want to start off by asking you if you always seen yourself in the entertainment industry.
Actually, no. I always saw myself either in the NBA or Major League Baseball.
Oh, wow. Do you still play?
Yeah. I pretty much just play golf now, but I was an avid sports guy growing up. My high school, Allentown High School, went to the state semifinals 2 years in a row, and I was a point guard. And then I played a shortstop, and I went to University of Pittsburgh on a baseball scholarship. So I thought maybe one of those sports would be the route for me.
Oh, wow. Allentown. I grew up in Philadelphia, so I know exactly where you are.
Oh, no kidding. Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that, Deborah.
yeah. So, how did you get into modeling?
Well, I was cutting the grass with just some gym shorts and sneakers on, and one of the friends of my sister stopped by to pay her a visit, and he was like, "Who is that guy outside there?" And she's like, "That's my little brother Fred." And he's like, "Okay, well, we need him in New York." So next thing you know, like 2 weeks later, I'm in New York City shooting for Men's Health magazine and Bicycling magazine and Prevention magazine, and that's kind of how it got launched.
Oh my goodness. It seemed like it happened so fast.
Yeah, it's generally how it does happen.
Mhm.
People try their best to be actors and models, and it just kind of comes to you. So when
Yeah.
you least expect it.
Ooh. Well, when you first started modeling and you were learning what it actually means to be a model, was there anything that caught you off guard or surprised you?
Um, uh, Really, the professional camera people that I shot with in New York City
Mhm.
were some of the best on the planet, and I learned very quickly, how to keep your smile, how to hold your smile, how to act naturally on camera, and just kind of relax on set.
How do you do that?
Well, basically, just by being yourself. There's a couple secrets, like to hold your smile. You just kind of hiss a little bit. You kind of go like, and it keeps your cheeks from freezing up on you.
I never knew that. That is really good
Yeah,
information. Just hiss a little.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And we also teach that to our beauty queens as well on stage because they have to hold their poses and their smiles quite a long time. So we want them to be relaxed on stage and not freeze up and get their jaw to lock up.
Right. Okay. In December of 2021, I entered my first pageant. So I am really new
Oh
to
wow!
pageant world. Yes, it's everything is new to me. How long have you been in the pageant entertainment industry?
As a matter of fact, my wife and I are celebrating 20 years in pageantry.
Wow.
We started in 2002 when she was Mrs. North Carolina,
Okay.
and we've been doing it for 20 years. We're executive directors for Mrs. America and Miss for America for North and South Carolina. We won Mrs. America in 2009 with a lady named Maureen Arato from Asheville. She currently lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. She was a rockette and just graced the stage uh, in California. And this year we won Miss for America with a beautiful young lady out of the Charleston, South Carolina area, Florence area.
Mhm.
And her name is Dr. Rachel Fenters. She is a real life practicing emergency room physician. And she did a great job and won the whole thing this year out in Las Vegas for us.
That is amazing. It is really an accomplishment to work your way up to that national title and to see where they started and then to see them on stage win that national title is just such a huge accomplishment.
Yes. Yeah, so we call all of our former queens Galle girls because that's when Wendy and I once they win our pageant, then we can work with them for nationals, and we kind of polish them up and we get them a lot of media exposure, and we really prepare them as best we can with modeling and with smile makeovers and all kinds of makeovers. We help them with their wardrobe, and we really can turn them into a shining star.
Oh gosh, love it. It really is a journey. The part where you're on stage is just the tip of the iceberg. You don't see all that goes into it.
Oh, that's absolutely right. Pageantry for girls is really a year-round sport,
Mhm.
and they practice there in the gym. My wife and I are still in the gym every morning at 4:50 in the morning, and we train every day except Sundays for 2 hours.
Oh my
So
goodness.
and that helps me with my modeling and acting as well. Being in the gym. If I'm not being in the gym, then probably my competition's being in is in the gym. So
Exactly, exactly. That's a
yeah.
good way to put it. Fred, if
Mhm.
someone walked up to you and said, I don't understand the benefits of pageantry. It just seems like a really expensive sport. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, one, it doesn't have to be expensive. I've seen girls at Mrs. America win
Mhm.
the whole national pageant in a $300 dress, and
Mm,
I've seen dresses that are $20,000, not even make top 15. So it's really who's in the dress, and it's all about having confidence and presenting yourself on stage. It's about being prepared. It's about working hard. It's about being involved in your community and just getting out there and having fun and doing stuff.
I love that. That is so true. And I'm sure you probably get that a lot. Like people don't understand what is so good about pageantry. What why
Yeah,
why do so many
I,
women
I
do
think
it?
I don't know about you, Deborah, but I can always tell when someone is a pageant girl.
Mhm.
I'll be in the supermarket or I'll be at a sporting event or something, and I'll just see someone and I'll know right away that they have had pageant experience just from the way they carry themselves, they present themselves. They're very professional. They're generally on point with their outfits,
Mhm.
and they're just all around smart, pretty type people. So
I love that. I love that. That that really is what it's about, being the best version of yourself, doing something
yes,
in your community, making a change. Yes. So as
absolutely.
far as acting, tell me,
Yes.
how did you get into acting?
Well, that has a tie into pageantry as well. I had several of my beauty queens at the Coca-Cola 600,
Mhm,
and at the time, Homeland was shooting in Charlotte, and we had just done some charity events for the Speedway Children's Charity. We got some race helmets signed by all the drivers in the field, and we were going up to the Speedway Club. I'm a member there, and we are going to have a cocktail at the start of the race. So
mhm.
I'm walking in, and some lady runs up to me and gives me a card and says, "We need you." So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, she needs my beauty queens for maybe something else. And she said, give me a call. So I looked at the card. It said Executive Vice President, Fox Studios. I was like, oh, okay. So I gave her a call like a couple of days later. And she said, why didn't you call me right away? I said, I'm sorry, I'm calling you. I really apologize about that. She goes, well, I need you tomorrow, just west of Raleigh. I'm sorry, east of Raleigh, between Raleigh and Wilmington, for the movie Iron Man 3. I said, really? I said,
Wow.
okay. I said, I can get there and I can do it and I will do it. And so I show up on set, and they give me the royal treatment. I'm like, wow, this is a little unusual. So I get the royal treatment by hair and makeup and wardrobe, and uh, I go on set, and they're like, here's the director Shane Black, and he's going to talk to you, and he's like, here's your line. So I'm like, really? I said, okay. So I got to ask the president, how are you going to stop the Mandarin? That was my very first line in films.
Mhm. Oh my goodness. That
And then
must
they said after that, we can keep you busy a couple of days a week. I said, okay, sign me up. So the rest is kind of history after that point.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So when you signed with them, were there any requirements that you had to meet in order to maintain that representation?
No, you just have to keep your physical appearance and stay in shape.
Mhm.
I'm always training for acting. Taking classes, or in the gym, or just practicing in front of the camera, and doing monologues, just doing anything I can to
Mhm.
sharpen my skills as an actor.
What advice would you give an upcoming actress such as myself? Because this is something that I've been wanting to do forever, and I feel like I'm finally breaking into it. What would you give someone? What advice would you give someone?
Um, just to be confident. I think confidence is very attractive in people, and just try to be yourself. It's hard when there's 150 or 200 people around set whose job is to make you look good and to deliver on demand. That's the hard part. Now I go to a performance coach, Dr. Jacques Dallaire, who works with all the professional race car drivers and athletes, and the Navy SEALs, and he teaches me how to bring my best A game on demand, which is very important.
And you would say that is important because you never know what a casting director might want, or you might have to make last minute changes on set.
Oh, I can guarantee you all of those things happen every day. You will go into an audition. We're doing a lot of Zoom auditions now, and things like that. But we used to go into the audition room, and they always threw a curveball at you because the way you perceive the scene to play out and the way that they are wanting the scene to play out are always different. That I can guarantee you. And the same thing goes on set. I just filmed for a BET Plus, Black Entertainment Television, down in Atlanta, and of course we're running the scene. They're like, "Great, now Fred, we're going to change your lines up." So sure enough, they changed our lines up and they changed our actions up, and you just kind of have to be flexible and roll with it because guarantee you it's always going to change.
That is good to know because that can be scary. You practice one way
Yeah,
over and over again, and then you get there and you have to make a change, and you're just stuck. You're just stuck in what you practiced 20 times.
exactly, and and you need to give them different takes and different versions of yourself because you don't want to give them the same thing 20 times in a row.
Mhm.
So that's something I learned from Adam McKay on the set of Anchorman 2 was I would say about 30% of that movie was just improv by us actors, working with Will Ferrell and Steve Carell and Paul Rudd, and James Marsden, Will Smith. Everybody was in that movie, and I learned something from everyone on set each and every day, and mostly how to be flexible was the key.
Yeah, that is so incredible that you had all those A-list celebrities around you to really feed you knowledge and just get that
Yeah,
experience on set. Yes, that's
that
great.
was like my second really big movie where I got a starring role in Anchorman 2. And the amount of people that dropped by, I mean, even like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian dropped by set one day because he was in the fight scene with us. Jim Carrey dropped by. I mean, it was John C. O'Reilly dropped by. It was just one person after another. Kirsten Dunst. It was just someone was coming by set every day, and it was just really crazy how all these big stars came in just to do this movie, and they all asked to be in the movie. You know, they knew Will Ferrell and Adam McKay were writing Anchorman 2 and producing the movie, and people were actually calling them so that they could be in the movie. It was kind of cool.
Oh my goodness. That is a lot for your second time on a set.
Yeah, no, and hey, you just have to show confidence and pretend like you belong.
Mhm. Absolutely. I wanna ask you, what is your favorite memory when it comes to acting?
Um, Probably my wife and I got to go to France for 2 weeks with Disney. I got her a role with Adventures by Disney, and we got to go from Paris down to Spain for 2 weeks. and we got to do it together, and we got the Disney first class treatment. We did planes, we did trains, we did high speed trains, locomotives, we did kayaking, biking. We had dinner at the Eiffel Tower. We danced in the Arc de Triomphe. We toasted champagne at the top of the Eiffel Tower. We were just all over the place doing, 4 to 5 excursions a day. And to see my wife enjoy that with me was probably the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Oh, that sounds so
Yeah.
fun and romantic.
Oh, it was just the best paid vacation we were ever on. They treated us first class Disney, and we're going to be part of their Disney campaigns for the next few years going forward for Adventures by Disney. So I encourage everybody to go to Adventures by Disney and book a trip.
Yes, Adventures by Disney.
Hmm.
So, Fred, when you decided that you wanted to do pageantry, was it a collective effort with your wife at first, or was it just you?
Well, you know, I first learned about pageantry from my mother, who was a beauty queen, my mom, Helen Galle. So we always grew up watching pageants. And it was something we did together. My dad worked all the time. So, my mom and I hung out. We watched pageants, we ate popcorn. And I was watching TV. I saw Mrs. America on television, and I was married to Wendy at the time. And I said, Wendy, I said, you need to do this. You are in such great shape. You're so pretty. And I think you would do great. And sure enough, she entered and we won. And we fell in love with the system. Uh, David and Elaine Marmel created a fantastic organization for Mrs. America and Miss for America. And it's really a way to give back to charities and in our community in North and South Carolina. And it's one of the best things we've ever done, I think. And we're always looking to do things together, Wendy and I, whether it's pageants or boating or riding the Harley Davidson motorcycle in the beautiful mountains of North Carolina or whatever it is. We're always trying to do things together. And it's kind of, we always say, Wendy always says it's like a hobby gone crazy. And we just love helping people reach their best self. And it's really fun. We have a great time doing it.
Oh, I love that. I had no idea you were the one who got Wendy into pageantry.
Yes, yeah, I was the one that got Wendy into pageantry. That is correct. However, she did compete when she was a younger girl, so she did have experience, but she didn't know about Mrs. America or the organization. So yeah,
Perfect. Okay.
yeah,
Fred, let us know what are some upcoming projects that you're working on and where can we find you on social media?
yes. I've got 2 movies coming out this year. I've got one called Love Love Game Match. I filmed that in New Orleans, and it's starring myself and Dale Moss. Dale was on The Bachelor, and he plays my son in the movie. And Chris Prosperi is the girl that he is interested in the movie. It's a romance film. It's really fun. We shot that down there in New Orleans in the heat. It was like 104 degrees at night when we were filming. So it's really hot and muggy. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
another thing is you got to stay cool on set. And then I've got one I filmed with Eric Roberts in Charlotte called Broken Church, and that should be out later this year as well. They're both on the market right now, trying to find buyers for those 2 projects. I just filmed the commercial for Truist Bank, and I just filmed the commercial and shot a print ad for Advent Health down in Florida. And it's something pretty much every week for me, and it's just really fun. It's like living a dream for myself, and it gives me a lot of free time to pursue my other hobbies and interests. And I wouldn't change it for anything. You can find me on social media, on all social media platforms at Fred Galle, FredGalle.
Thank you for tuning in to Boundless Visionaries. Till next time, take care and stay bright, my stars.